I'm going to be making this video for the invitation to collaborate, for motivation to speak into emotional intelligence, the Facebook community that is going to be the family of humanity that will come to save the earth. Let's just focus on saving humanity. Maybe we can strive to achieve external things, but first we have to make an internal shift for ourselves. What I'm literally going to do is read it off of this document that I made, which is going to have some adjustments in the future. But for now, this is how I am going to do my best to express this to you as the leader that will come to save humanity with you. My name is Michael Earth Osada. I need every leader I can get. Leadership, at the essence of it all, is learning to follow through with your own commitments. So, I'm going to need every single one of you to be the best person you can possibly be. Here's how. As long as men live without a common power to keep them all in awe, they are in a condition known as war. And it is a war of every man against every man. In war, the two chief virtues are force and fraud. A further fact about the state of war of every man against every man: in it, there is no such thing as ownership, no legal control, no distinction between mine and thine. Rather, anything that a man can get is his for as long as he can keep it. In such a condition, every man has a right to everything, even to someone else's body. As long as this continues, therefore, that is, as long as every man continues to have this natural right to everything, no man, however strong or clever he may be, can be sure of living out the time that nature ordinarily allows men to live. This was written by Thomas Hobbes in the book Leviathan, published in 1651. Here's another quote. When a man thinks that peace and self-defense require it, he should be willing, when others are too, to lay down his right to everything, and should be contented with as much liberty against other men as he would allow other men against himself. Once again, Thomas Hobbes, Leviathan, 1651. Now here is the difference here. The last one that I spoke of is called a social contract. Those last few lines that I spoke. This is the social contract, also known as the Four Agreements. I am responsible for my own emotions. I am willing to improve and accept feedback. I will communicate to connect with people and be understood. I will not accept this training unless if I commit to training somebody else. This was published in the 21st century by Michael Earth Osada. There is a couple links for videos. This is going to take a while to go through. I don't know if it's worth it because my arm is getting very, 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 very tired. My body's weak. I have health challenges. I am currently homeless, living on and off the streets. You are listening to somebody who will transcend these life challenges. Okay? So I'm going to sit down a little bit, relax, hopefully not have this too much in the camera lens. Your agreement to come at peace is what makes this a safe place for yourself and others to understand themselves and connect with one another, free of manipulation and outside infiltration. Once you understand what it truly means to be free through following through with your own commitment and participation to be the best version of you can be, you will then be able to share that freedom with the rest of the world. And together we will stand free at last. What does it mean to have emotional freedom? As a result of your faithful demonstration to be the example of what it means to be true to yourself, you will have written the most important details about your freedom journey. With this fact, you will know how to do you. This means you will know exactly who you are, why you are here, and what you are here to do. A custom map drawn by you and the markers you've placed based on your self-awareness will now guide the way for you in your decision making. The best of possibilities draw their way toward you, and because your inner critic has been dispelled, you no longer stop yourself from proceeding with all that you believe in your decision making. You are now able to truly express yourself and connect with any and everyone else, and that includes the relationship you have with yourself. There will be no hesitation in your decision making because you no longer judge yourself. Your mind is clear, your ego has dissolved, and you love and accept yourself unconditionally, while doing the same for everyone else. No one else can stop you from doing you because you have become unreasonable in your beliefs. Any manipulation you may experience is felt before you decide to become a victim. As you walk in your highest, truest expression of yourself, the universe begins to pull for you as you follow your calling and share your greatest gifts for the world to benefit. This is what is known as your freedom journey. You'll love every step of the process as you develop self-awareness and earn whole and complete emotional intelligence so you can experience a life of emotional freedom. So exciting. Let's loosen up my shoulders a little bit here. If you make it through the entire process and successfully claim your identity, everyone will come to you for what you know how to do. Because you can fast forward their entire process by being in the know, also known as KNOW. You'll have the knowledge and the wisdom to say no to what you don't want to do, and yes to more of what they love to do. Because you'll know how you got your self-awareness, and that is what everybody is searching for. By being true to yourself, having no intention to harm anyone else, and loving the process, you will unfold into your truth and understand the universal truths shared with you. If you can walk through each gateway of truth, again, without being scathed, you will be given the option to be a certified emotional freedom coach. And you will have the highest right in the familia, also known as family with an IGLIA, second only to those who have achieved spiritual freedom. If your improvement sounds like an agreeable cause for you to contribute to, it's necessary to agree with the social contract if you want anything above 100% ROI at any given time. This would enable you to train someone else while developing emotional intelligence and self-awareness at top speed. Therefore, fast-forwarding your entire process in life by demonstrating what you've learned and multiplying our internal and external productivity as one human family. Together, we'll create the internal shifts necessary within ourselves to unlock the widespread awareness necessary to heal the world. Why do you need me? Great people are the only thing we're looking for, and that includes bad people too. Without bad, we wouldn't strike a balance as humanity, and this is about staying true to the vision of unity. Human aspirations for a better future have been forgotten by many. We are not going to stop making progress or reverse it, so we have to recognize the dangers and control them. There are too many people that are doing good in the world right now, but because of the veneer of how they're doing it, other good people are judging them to not do it their way. And we're destroying the upside. How can we consider ourselves kind, good, empathetic human beings if we can't display that to absolutely everyone so we can understand them from a different perspective? If we can't put humanity first, then we can't possibly be the kind, good, or empathetic human being we think ourselves to be. Everybody doesn't know everything about everybody. Can you call it a fact? That's why our about us is actually about we. This is about who we be. 400 trillion to 1. Those are your chances. Your chances of actually being born a human being. Yet, in the age of quarrel and hypocrisy we live in today, people are too busy not being their authentic selves because they have been taught how to be someone else by someone else who isn't being themselves. So how are we supposed to catch what it means to have real help without modeling after those who are missing the picture for how to truly help themselves? We have to be grateful for each of us being here in the first place. Oof. Then we can focus on our own health, our own peace of mind, and our own relationships, which include everyone else. Here's the big picture. If you can view the world with the perspective of acknowledging that there are 7.8 billion people on the planet right now, and each of us have to find a way to stand out so we can feel understood and appreciated. Almost all of us are going to look for the best method to be given notice, no matter what we are going to do to get it. The internet is reaching maturation at 30 years old, and the new age has given rise to social media in the 21st century. This provides each of us with a platform to put whatever we want out into the space to be consumed without concern for how it may affect another person's mental health. This unboundaried accessibility trains the brain to find reward in dipping into social media and causes many of us to do things we would never consider doing before to satiate this need for insurmountable amounts of attention from sources that are built on the basis of making money. Social media is ultimately a business. So the people who designed the algorithms designed them with the purpose of maintaining attention, therefore having it built to be the most attention-grabbing, as quickly stimulating, and as quickly rewarding as possible. However, social media is intrinsically designed to provoke feelings of confrontation, resentment, anger, and aggression, just to keep the people's time and attention harvested as long as possible. Why? For gain. It's capitalism. They're doing it for profit. If you take a look at social media in 2019, influencer marketing hasn't even started yet. Even so, the actions, reactions, results, and new problems we've been presented with have given us a self-perpetuating feedback loop that has created a bubble for psychotic disorder in a psychotic world. It's the first time in human history we have successfully pathologized 2 billion people of all age groups, of all education levels, to be the seeds of an unpredictable epidemic. We now have 3 billion users in this global experiment where the user is responsible for the content created. So we have to recognize the dangers and learn to control them, or the whole world will act without limitations in their decision making. People will forget what it means to be human, and an anti-human society will take its place. Humanity will reach a turning point where real people will be split from fake people, and the false majority will be at war with reality. Life is one big game of gaining perspective. And because truth is relative to the consumer, he becomes the user of it. so is the illusion that is being cast upon the world we're living in today. The human race will inevitably succumb to darkness and utter despair as a result of the decisions each of us have made. And the battle between good versus evil, God and the devil, will create a precedented appearance as the experiment of social media evolves into virtual reality and AI technology consumes human vitality. This family, will stay true to the vision of unity while exercising our own unique individual identities. When we invite new people to join the cause of our urgent effort to save humanity by saving ourselves, we have the opportunity to create an antivirus to the growth of an anti-human society if we all work together. Humanity's awareness will multiply at the speed of consensual desire to be better human beings. We cannot live in apathy any longer, or humanity as we know it will be forgotten before a revolution has the time to resolve the conscious state of the world. You are the leader that will save humanity because you will first learn to follow through with your own commitment by saving yourself. If you can approach life with no foul intent to harm others' lives by making the agreement to be true to yourself and everyone else, all while loving the process and sharing your experience for others to enjoy, you have a yes to all 4 agreements of the social contract, and you will begin the process of developing pure awareness and complete emotional intelligence as you grow in your understanding of what it means to be free. What a pretty butterfly. I don't even know if it's a butterfly. It's flapping its wings so fast. Is that a hummingbird? What is that? Some sort of moth? I don't know. It's not about roles anymore. It's about souls. This is a quote from me, by the way. All of it's written by me. You make a difference whether you want to or not, because together we stand united in our unfolding. I unite souls before I show them their role. Because we have one life audition, and the world is our stage. We must not forget to include the audience, for we aren't ready until we've started the party. A lifelong party. I changed it. A lifelong party. It's a commitment. This is humanity here we're talking about. This is about our survival. I want you to join me in creating a just human race who can't be controlled or manipulated, to be united as souls who each walk in their own role. Your voice is wanted and needed no matter who you are. We'd love to understand and appreciate you, and we welcome you to feel the love we have for you too. However, as much as we want for you to feel the way we do, we don't want to be hurt by any harmful intentions. So this comes down to your commitment to be a better person with us. If the commitment's not in, then your idea of your results being different is not going to happen. You aren't ready until you've started being better than you are now. You only truly learn something when you learn to follow through with your own commitments. Then you can gain the experience from the decision you started and finished, which is the best form of education you could ever get in life. Your life is the culmination of the experiences you've created. And you are the way you are because of the way you think. Society will judge you. We're here to love you. Here's what you need to get started. Once you've answered all 3 invitation questions to join the group, You are welcome to your admission into the family, and will receive instructions detailing your navigation of the most massive expansion you have ever seen of a mansion. A mansion! Whether or not you answer those questions, or accepted and agreed to those rules upon entering the group, you're subject to the black zone. This means you are a guest in our family's house. This family will house the largest number of quality people in the world. It is a privilege to have you, however, without your consent to the 4 agreements, everyone here is keeping an eye on you. You are someone to be wary of until you have earned your keep. You're not here to prove yourself worthy of being known. You're here to improve into being someone who is actually worth knowing. The reason why this is important is because the 4 agreements are there to help you improve your understanding of what it means to have healthy relationships. If you deny yourself and everyone else of these agreements, you can expect your progress here to be less than 100% of your potential pace at any given time. The moment you truly agree and commit to the will of the familia by accepting the social contract is the moment you freely give and get trust from others who have laid down their will to live in the condition of war so that they can be at peace. Therefore, allowing your results to return tenfold the investment you make in yourself compared to what you were experiencing only moments beforehand. When your actions meet your ambitions, this is what creates discipline. I cannot exclude everybody from being a member of the family, but I can welcome humanity to an evolving culture that redefines what it means to be familia. We're all familiar with each other here when we accept the awareness of the 4 agreements. When we forsake it, we also forsake emotional intelligence, which is our ability to intimately connect with ourselves and everyone else. That means, it's getting a little dark here, right? That means you also have a long way to go before you have actually gained self-awareness. Your ability to start connecting with everyone else is dependent on your commitment to start connecting with yourself. I'm glad I have a light, Other people can't truly help you if you can't help yourself. So while you may be a guest in our house, you're not expected to stay at home. You're free to go. However, we have a special purpose for those that choose not to agree. And your participation is more than wanted. It's needed in the family. It takes a high level of emotional intelligence to understand the simplicity and the complexity of this agreement. Sometimes simplicity is the greatest complexity. You can be hurt, you can be offended by reading this, or you can accept that this is the first step to a self-fulfilling prophecy for saving humanity. If you truly want to understand what it means to be free, you'll agree to this commitment. If you don't, we have no expectations of you and no hard feelings for you. These 4 agreements uphold everything taught here as the foundation for a positive conversational economy. If no public agreement is reached, you are considered a member of the black zone. Those who have begun their freedom journey are considered members of the gray zone. This is when they commit to, accept, and agree to the social contract publicly. Each member who has entered the gray zone has an obligation to invite someone else not already in the group or previously invited by them to make an entrance with them into the gray zone. We're pulling people out of self-inflicted isolation by having friends become family according to the 4 agreements of maturation through the development of your emotional intelligence and self-awareness. Once this agreement is reached and your disciple has been chosen, you will be promoted to being a moderator of the group and granted permissions to accept and deny certain privileges afforded to the members of the community. You will also be a role model for anyone below you by sharing insights into only that which you have done, by expanding the higher regions of your own awareness. The person which you train does not necessarily have to be the person you've invited, therefore making this process of osmosis. Therefore making this a process of osmosis in a highly collaborative educational environment. You're free to train anyone below you as you continue to expand your awareness. You'll hold a badge which represents your personal achievements when questioned of your authority. You'll have to earn your keep to share all that you know, meaning you are free to show that which you know through that which you have done to grow. Any moderator who has leveled up will be permitted to hold a mastermind group for any new invitees or members that are below them and between the steps of their awareness. This entire fun and attention-grabbing process will all be explained to you by following through with being the best version of yourself and loving the process of your unfolding. But first, you have to start. Don't mean to shout at you, by the way. You are the example of what it means to be a practitioner. You are the user of your own manual. A manual that can be applied to someone else because you are a role model through living the example. Not everyone will need every detail about you and what you've done, but the universal truths applied to everyone is at the core of what you'll bring to their attention. If you've gone through a painful experience and were able to log it in the map of your world, that which is your self-awareness, that marker may help someone else avoid a pitfall they would run into along their freedom journey. Someone who has first learned to follow through with their own commitments is what is known as a leader. Before you can lead, you must be willing to lower yourself to pick bigger things up. That means you're a beginner at everything and you approach life with a growth mindset instead of a mindset that is fixed. You're going to have to be able to tell real from bullshit so you can make the best of decisions for yourself and everyone else. We're building an army of the very best in emotional intelligence. Our force will be impenetrable to psychological warfare. Only when we stand together, united in our unfolding. Every soldier will have their own voice, and we will lead with the freedom of choice. We are the champions of the gray zone. Guardians of the white will share the world's deepest insights and expose them in the light. Black knights will gather together to uphold balance by keeping worldly powers in check. Gray guards will navigate in between both worlds on their own accord and find the answers that lie hidden from a chosen perspective. Remember this, your health and your education can be taken from you. Your rights aren't rights when someone can just take them away from you without hesitation in their decision making. It's a privilege to have the freedom of choice, no matter what country or terrain of this earth you walk with belief in. We are self-governing as long as we have our own insight into what is actually useful. Success is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility. Every day, stand guard at the gateway to your mind. Only you have the power to be the main character of your own life. Because life is one big game of gaining perspective. We'll all be getting and sharing our own for others to employ, so why not enjoy the process of your unfolding with others who aren't seen as strangers, but as familia you can love wholeheartedly, regardless of the opinion they convoy. We don't all have to be in agreement with each other, but we have to respect each other enough to allow them to air their points of view. Then we can follow through with the commitment to understand that which we do not know, because everybody doesn't know everything about everybody. And every detail helps you understand society as a whole in an ever-evolving world. Each member that joins the family in agreement with the social contract will have another supported member accept the joint participation of the good of life, also known as a relationship. Your relationships will improve in quality upon entering the community, And the futurity of the relationships you create will evolve along with the development of your thoughtful decision making. Your mental space will become clearer as you develop, as you cleanse yourself of dark thoughts and emotions. And the foggy perception that hinders your growth will dissipate so you can have the peace of mind to get your perspective. As a result, your health will improve as you continue to give notice of your own awareness. And this process will open you up to your true awakening. We'll need your agreement to these social contracts so you can get started with being on track to being the best person you can be. Then you will be able to obtain, retain, and continue to gain the freedom to express yourself and connect with everyone else as an integral member of the family. Remember, you have the option to deny this agreement if you would prefer to remain in the black zone. We have a special regard for people of your interests. Excited, happy, joyful, grateful, whatever it is, we've got you. Your emotions will all be felt as whole and complete, minus the pain you may be experiencing soon enough. And you'll be free to be the person you were meant to be with everyone else in whole and complete transparency. We unite souls before we show them their roles. Welcome to the Motivat Familia.